Hi guys, I wanted to give you an update on the house and what's been going on with that during the middle of COVID and what the impact has been on that. I just figured video might be the quickest way to explain it. So, for those of you who don't know, about 4 years ago, I was in a time of prayer, several years into working with Youth with a Mission here in Richmond, and I was praying about what to do in the next season, and I was praying whether I should lead this one training school and asking the Lord what I should be doing. And He gave me this word really clearly, and He just said, "Build a house." And in the moment, I really wrestled with that because I didn't know anything about construction, I didn't know anything about building, um, didn't have any experience, and I didn't have any money. So I really struggled with that and said, "Could that really be you, God?" And I was so faithless at that moment that I actually wrote down in my journal, buy a house, question mark, because I was like, I don't know anything about building. But the following day, my dad actually drove up to Richmond, and he was like, you know what, I've been thinking, um, I think we should build you a house. And it just, the Lord used that instant confirmation, or the next day confirmation, for me to tell me that he really was speaking about this. And so I said, okay, well, if I'm supposed to build a house, Lord, you've got to provide the resources, the opportunity, and a location to build this house. Immediately, my mind was drawn to a vacant lot directly across the street from the Youth with a Mission location that had been empty for many, many years and was just growing weeds at the time. Anyways, I felt like that was the one we were supposed to pursue to build a house. So I started mowing that lawn every week, and to this day, it's my fourth year mowing that lawn over there in hopes that I can build a house on that lot. So a couple years ago, I was looking to try and obtain the lot from the city, but then they posted a notice that the lot was going to auction, and I had just like 3 weeks before it went to auction. So I started raising funds and raising pledges to try and buy this lot at auction. And but then we went to auction, and it sold for so much more than anything in the neighborhood had ever sold for. So we totally lost the auction. It was really discouraging, and I had to kind of grieve the loss of the property and let that dream die. And but then the property just sat there for a long time, and nothing was happening with it, and I thought we had lost it. Eventually, I found out who bought it. It's this local business, and good Christian builder runs the thing, and I ended up meeting him, and he said, "Oh, hey, I would love to build this house for you guys." And he started telling me about the house they wanted to build, and it had so many of the components that we would have built into our own house. And so I started getting a little hope again. I met with him a couple of times just to talk out details. Then last year, they were going to start building in January of this year. I went in to go get talk to a lender to see what we could do as far as getting funding for a house. And he said, "Oh, you guys really need another year of recorded income. You need more income. You need a good down payment. You need to start building credit." So we started doing that, and hoping that we could somehow get a down payment, get enough credit, and all this stuff before the house was built. But the house was supposed to be completed by May 2020, which we're in May 2020 now. Um, but a lot of stuff happened with the city and with permitting, and then also COVID just hit the brakes on a lot of stuff. And I talked with the builder recently, and he said, looks like we're not even going to start building the house until November of this year. And it would be finished in the spring of 2021. So I just want to give a report on that's actually pretty good news, and that gives us another year to show recorded income and gives us some time to build credit, which we're in the process of doing now and working on that. And it also gives us time to keep trying to save for a down payment. Just an update on financials. Our current income is right enough to pay the bill. It's a little rough for saving, but a number of people did give special gifts towards being able to make a down payment late last year. And so we've been able to save up those, and we're building a down payment now. And we want to continue to do that if we can when the time comes to pull the trigger and buy the house. So I'm very hopeful that the Lord is making a way despite several times where there's been discouragement or where I thought it was the end of the road. But now it seems like there's still a way forward. I don't believe that we're immune to any further disappointments. Who knows? It might not work out. We might not be able to get the funding. But the Lord's hand has been in this, and I continue to mow the lawn in faith, hoping that one day we can own a house on that lot where we can minister and be a part of this community here in Richmond. And since being called to Richmond, I've fallen in love with this place. I have so many plans to just be reaching the whole city for Christ through evangelism and different ministries and discipleship efforts. Working on a lot of that now, and you'll see some of that vision being released over the next few months. But I just said this to the Lord: Lord, I want to own a part of this city. Like, I want to live here and not just be a visitor in this land, but I want to be rooted and grounded. And even when we go to the nations and take the gospel to other places, I want to be rooted in one place. And this is where I feel like the Lord has called us to set down roots. So that's a little update on what's going on with the house. Please continue to pray for us that the Lord would just knock down any barriers. Pray that the finances would work out. Pray that we would be approved for whatever loans we need, and that we would have good interest rates, that we would have sufficient credit, that we would have sufficient down payment, and all that kind of stuff. And if the Lord wants to arrange to do this some other way, I have to have an open hand with all this and make sure that we're trusting Him. So that's just kind of a quick overview of what's happened with the property, and hopefully we'll see this really coming to fruition in the fall and the winter this year. All right, guys, God bless you all.